So there's this really cool movie that was made in 2005, and it was called Constantine. And it had Keanu Reeves, much younger. But in this movie, Keanu Reeves was a man that had died, and hell really wanted him, and heaven didn't want him. But the earth needed him, because you see, there was this epic war going on between angels and devils. Now, normal people going around couldn't see it, okay? Because, we're not supernatural, right? We're just regular, ordinary people. But Constantine could, because of his special death that happened to him. And so he was battling against the demons for the lives of the humans. And it was pretty cool because, average, ordinary people just going about doing their business, and they never see Satan. And he said that God had a special plan. You could try to tempt them away from heaven, but you can't touch them. And I remember this particular time that a priest who was struggling with alcoholism was so tempted that he ended up drowning himself in alcohol. And it's kind of a creepy thing, but it's actually pretty accurate. A lot of times we forget that Satan is real. But when we look into the Bible, it's pretty common to see Jesus heal people. Okay. Feed people. Okay. Raise from the dead. All right. But he also exorcised demons, which is why I'm sitting here right behind the statue of Our Lady at Fatima. The children knew that there was a heaven and a hell, and they prayed, and Mary came to visit them and looked at them, and they were so happy. They said, "Are you here to take us to heaven?" And she looked at two of the little children, and she says, "You two will go soon, but Jacinta, it will be a while for you." One little girl, after seeing a vision of hell, was so terrified that she opted to suffer longer with her illness, to the point that her ribs were rotting, in order that she could take penance for others and save souls. So how is it now we have forgotten that Satan exists? Even Paul today in the first reading was saying, get rid of your pagan ways and remain in peace and hope. And Jesus very elegantly said, gird your loincloth, get yourself prepared, for when the master comes, you have to be ready. We are blessed that Jesus gave us the gift of salvation. He opened up a door so that we could go home. Where our first parents, Adam and Eve, said no, we have an opportunity to say yes. But it's definitely not a guarantee. Just because the door is open doesn't mean we walk through it. But Jesus came, and he sacrificed himself, the ultimate sacrifice, his entire body. And he sacrifices himself every time we enter into communion. Every Sunday and every daily mass, he is there with us. He didn't come to save the trees or the animals or the mountains. And as beautiful as all of these are, they're part of a broken world. Every animal will die and decay, every tree will fall, and every mountain will eventually become sand. That's just this world. We, however, when we die, live forever. So we can't be greedy for time. And that's part of what Paul was trying to tell the Gentiles. We can't be greedy for time. We're all given a certain amount of time. It's not going to be the same. We're all given a life, but we really don't know how long it is. However, we can walk in peace and joy without crying or complaining when things happen. If cancer happens, and if this is the way I am to die, well, then so be it. I'm going to cry, I'm going to be sad, but I'm going to live in joy also, knowing I'm called to go home one day. I can't be greedy for more time. I need to just be joyful and content that I'm about to go home and, God willing, meet the people that I've lost and rejoice forever. That's the goal, right? And because we don't know when the time is, we have to live in faith. We have to live with a church that's been alive for 3,000 years. Not a perfect church by any stretch of the imagination, but a church that we know has an awesome catechism and a Bible and rules Not rules meant to just drive us crazy and make us feel bad about ourselves, but rules that remind us that God has a bigger plan. As beautiful as this world is, the one that we are promised next is beyond any imagination. I mean, for a minute, just think about the most beautiful place you've ever been. For me, Ireland and the oceans and the mountains. Every time I think of beautiful, I think of Ireland, where my family is. And that's just a glimpse into what's promised to us after. So we cannot be greedy in this world for time or for money or for possessions. We have to abandon everything and be ready. If we see someone without a jacket, we need to give it to them. If we see someone struggling in poverty, we need to help them. Why? Because God loves gifts, but they're not gifts that you're gonna find at any Walmart or Target. There isn't gonna be a gift card to Panera that satisfies him. God's ultimate gift is you. You are his gift. And whenever you do something for someone in need, you are girding your loin and preparing your way to meet the Lord. And when you do that, you have nothing to fear. For Satan has lost the war. We don't have to be tempted by him. We have a God who loves us and who desires us. And when we give ourselves as a gift in service to others, we are preparing our way to meet him. So don't be greedy. Give everything you have away in order to prepare yourself for the Master's return.
Hang on, go on.
Like she did whenever people criticized her, she said she retaliated. And then she said double down. She recognized that it was.
You know, Isabel, and that's hard to do. And let me tell you, it's hard. When I say I went behind my desk and cried pumpkin, it's because I wanted to claw people. It's not because I was feeling good. It was like, game over. No, but I had to give in. You know, humility is about seeing the other person.